Everybody, welcome back. I'm your congressman and your voice and your vote here in Washington, Mark Alford, with the Capitol Recap. You know, we've been pretty busy the last 2 weeks delivering big legislative wins for you. This week, we led a visit to the Small Business Administration. You know, after months of canceled meetings and failure to show up before our Small Business Committee, we finally got to meet the administrator, Isabel Guzman. We had to go to her. They tried to keep us out of the building. We filed the CABO Act, the Congressional Access to Bureaucratic Offices. They finally let us in. Now, this was an important step in the committee's oversight to really hold them accountable, to recover $200 billion in fraud from COVID loans. Recently, we also introduced the Holding Agencies Accountable Act. This bill is really trying to enhance transparency and accountability in the federal rulemaking process. You know, a lot of times Congress and the public, including businesses affected by the rules, really don't know when the rules have been officially submitted by the federal agencies. We want to change that. That lack of information can lead to insufficient time to review and respond to some of these, and that could result in unexamined or hastily approved regulations. Well, next, we passed our first bill. Earlier this year, we introduced the successful Entrepreneurship for Reservists and Veterans Act, the SERV Act. Last week, it passed in the U.S. House of Representatives, and I'm incredibly proud to have worked on this bill with Representative Sharice Davids in our neighboring district over on the Kansas side. One of the biggest barriers for entrepreneurs is capital, especially for veterans. It's really a critical component when starting a business and one of the biggest challenges throughout the small business lifespan. You know, our veterans have given their all serving our country, and it's only right that we in return support them when they come home. We do stand with our veterans, and we're going to work nonstop to make sure that this becomes law, the SERV Act.
Rise today in favor of H.R. 4480 because as members of Congress, it is our duty to protect and support our nation's veterans. This bipartisan legislation, which passed through the Small Business Committee unanimously, will help veteran small business owners and entrepreneurs succeed by studying the barriers faced when starting a business. This bill will commission a report on the outreach and promotion of existing veteran-focused small business programs to make sure that veterans can access all available resources, capital, and credit.
My colleagues and I also moved to censure Jamal Bowman for his recent decision to pull that fire alarm and delay a vote on government funding. Yeah, he's a sitting member of Congress, and he was criminally charged and pleaded guilty to falsely pulling that fire alarm.
So, what should our response be as a House to this willful act of obstruction? To this point, Mr. Speaker, nothing has been done. And this inaction sends a very dangerous message that a member of Congress can break the law and the norms of this institution to obstruct a vote without any consequences. I recommend that the entire body vote yes for the censure. Thank you, and I yield back.
You know, each year Congress also has to pass the National Defense Authorization Act, or the NDAA. Well, this week we finalized the text of this. I was lucky enough to be on the conference committee and sign these papers after it was passed through the Senate. I'm proud to have played a role in the development of this legislation. We are weeding out the DEI, the CRT from our military. As a body, we also passed the Choice in Automobile Retail Sales Act, or the CARS Act. It's going to prohibit the Biden EPA from finalizing and implementing or really forcing these vehicles on you and forcing the automobile dealers to sell them to you. President Biden is trying to impose the ban on the sale of new vehicles that use gasoline. He's trying to do away with it altogether. It's all part of the Green New Deal, and we didn't like it one bit. We did finish up with some TV and radio interviews, being a strong conservative voice for you, so be sure to catch us next time we're on.
I certainly would. I've been supporting that for some months now. You know, we can't have it on our government phones, and there's a reason for that. TikTok is a spy tool by the Communist Chinese Party. It has infiltrated our society. Our young people are being turned upside down and being influenced in ways they should not be by the Communist Chinese. I lay this on Biden's feet as well. You know, we don't need another Neville Chamberlain. We need a Winston Churchill at this moment in our world history.
Hey, folks, it is a pleasure. It is an honor of a lifetime being your representative here for the 4th Congressional District of the great state of Missouri. God bless you. God bless America. And we'll see you later.